Hey, live on Pat Soundbites IGTV, keeping the world awake with new music on the radio and on video, and soon Squid TV. And I got this pretty young lady next to me from Sweden. Man, can she sing? Guernica Mancini, lead vocalist of the killer female rock band Thundermother. And my goodness, are they on fire? I found Heatwave, and holy moly, Batman. Guys, back away. This is a real female band in town. How are you, Guernica?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I am super excited that I finally got to line you up and chat you for a great interview. The timing is perfect. And man, I don't know where I was. I was asleep at the wheel. I missed this whole Thundermother thing until Heatwave came out in 2020, I want to say. I did get a press release about it. I looked into it a little bit, but you know, the whole COVID thing, and I'm getting hit left and right. And I swear I made a note. I said, I got to check this band out a little further. And then came Wall of Confusion.
Oh, well, yeah.
And this band, King Zebra, and I interviewed Roman Lauer, the lead guitarist, and I said, before we even start, who is that female vocalist? And he started laughing, and he told me the whole story. Eric St. Michael wrote the song with his girlfriend, I believe, and she played the female part. And when they went into the studio, the producer said, I got the perfect female. I don't know what happened. I got the perfect.
Oh, I don't know. It's something with the computer. I don't know. It's go. Can you see me now? You disappeared.
There we go.
There we go.
The producer says, I got the perfect female vocalist for this song. And boy, did you hit it out of the park. And I've been playing that track. And then I went to Thundermother and playing Driving in Style. The road is ours. Dog from Hell. Sleep. And then I just got an email the other day that Volbeat and Ghost are going on tour. And I go, Thundermother needs to be on this tour.
So Ghost and who is going on tour?
Volbeat.
Volbeat. Who are they?
Volbeat, you know, from Copenhagen, Danish band.
Oh, Volbeat. Volbeat. Sorry, yeah, we just pronounce it differently. Volbeat. Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah. Well, that
sorry about that.
Going on tour, coming to the States, and I go, Thundermother needs to be added to this show. That would be killer.
Let's put that out there, because we're hoping that next year we will be, you know, touring in America. So that's our, like, you know, wish. And there are some cool things lined up, but I mean, I can't really talk about it right now, but let's just hope and pray it all turns out the way we want it to.
Well, we're hoping and praying for you, because I want you in the States. I always start off, Guernica, asking, where did you find your love for music? Growing up, mom and dad, somebody playing instruments, somebody in a band. How did it all start for you?
For me, I mean, my dad is a drummer. I guess he always, like most musicians, had the ambitions to, you know, be a full-time musician, but it's always been at a hobby level. So I've grown up watching him play like different Latin bands and cover bands and blah, blah. My family's from Uruguay, so, but I'm born and raised in Sweden. So I've been around like Latin music and I mean, all kinds of music always. But I remember like growing up, they were always listening to Gloria Stefan in the house and whatever, you know, like all kinds of music. And they were like big Beatles fans and blah, blah, blah. But it's just always been around. Like, I don't remember a time where music hasn't been a part of my life, but the genres have been like all mixed up. So I wouldn't say I found rock late, because I've always had I've always listened to everything, but I started singing rock and like really focusing on just singing rock when I was 20. So I guess it came later on for me, because I was just trying everything and trying to figure out my own voice and blah, blah, blah.
And then you get the phone call from Flamica, am I saying her name right? That says, hey, we want you. I know there've been a couple of lineup changes originally with the band. And then
from Filippa, yeah.
And then things change, right? You get the phone call, I guess, or did you have to audition?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I played in bands before Thundermother, and that's kind of how I got to know Filippa, and we had like a mutual respect for each other. But it was a really cool coincidence that I even like, I mentioned to her that I was having some problems in my previous band, and I reached out to her just to get some feedback. And then within that conversation, it got brought up that I kind of jokingly said to her, because I'm an opportunist, so I'm gonna just throw it out there. Like, if you ever need a singer, I'm definitely interested. And yeah, they happened to need a singer, which to me was kind of crazy. But yeah, then I got the opportunity to audition, and I'm super grateful that I got that chance.
And what a lineup. I mean, you guys really, you just see the chemistry, you see the high energy, you see the fun that you have on stage. I mean, this is a band that you have to see live. So we definitely, either I'm going to Sweden or you're coming to New York, one or the other. I promised Roman I probably need to go to Sweden too. And
Yeah.
the scene out, the States, we do a great job, but we're starting to pick up on festivals. But when you talk to artists here, they look forward to going to Germany and Sweden, because 100,000 people in one night, and their exposure is huge to play over there, more than the expensiveness of playing here in the States. But, how is it difficult to get a Thundermother track on the radio in Sweden? Is rock big on radio per se?
I think it's a trick. That's a hard question, because in my mind, I'm kind of surprised it doesn't get played on the rock radio. We don't have that many rock radio stations anymore in Sweden. There's like one main, and they just keep playing the same tracks. And I think that they have some sort of like set, list of artists or labels that they work with, because for some reason, I think Driving in Style or one of our songs have been played maybe once or twice on there, but on the national radio, there's another like more national, they play all kinds of music. Dog from Hell was on like D rotation, but it's been really tricky for us. Whereas in Germany on the rock radio stations, people have told me they play Thundermother like once an hour. So it's like, it's day and night how they like treat you. But rock fans are, there's a ton of rock fans in Sweden anyways, and they find music through Spotify or other channels. But unfortunately, the radio stations in Sweden, they haven't really understand how great we are yet.
Oh my goodness. And there's so many great bands, rock bands from Sweden. Backyard Babies, the Helicopters, even Europe.
Yeah.
I remember back Europe, and there's a ton of great bands. I just interviewed actually Martha Gabriel from Crystal Viper, and she's from Poland. And she says, Poland, nobody plays metal or rock. She says she depends on Germany, Czech Republic, big time Germany. She says that part of Europe. She said because Poland and rock not happening. So she's grateful. New York loves Thundermother. I can tell you that, because I've been playing with people like, who is that? Where do I get that? So it's all good. Heatwave, kind of a re-release of Heatwave, and then where's my little note here? Heatwave Deluxe Edition, 2 CD digital pack, additionally with various limited colored double vinyl versions via AFM Records, and plus additional 10 tracks. I love the album because I love the different genres that it brings. You hear a little punk, you hear a little rock and roll, you hear a little blues, and that's right up my alley. Now, even though we're a classic rock station, we added a tagline called Redefined, which I could play anything. Nobody tells me what to play. So I create my own playlist, and been playing Thundermother for at least a couple of months since after I spoke to Roman, and the feedback is incredible. Talk to me about the songwriting process. How does that work with you guys? Were you able to get into a studio locally in Sweden and create some of these great tracks?
Well, actually, I guess that's the new thing about the album Heatwave. That's the first time where all the members wrote together. I think that's why it's so it's very different from everything before, because Filippa's done an amazing job, and she wrote almost all the music on the previous albums, and they're different. They're more they're great, but they're just different. And now that we are more people involved in the songwriting, obviously with different musical backgrounds, it's going to influence the songwriting. And I feel like we finally found our own sound, even though I know it's like heavily influenced by a lot of, you know, bands. It's still our own mix of it all. But 2019, when we weren't touring, we were writing music. And so we recorded the album in Copenhagen in January 2020. And we went to Medley Studios in Copenhagen, and we recorded it with Søren Andersen, our producer. He played guitar for Glenn Hughes, and he's just an amazing guy. He brings out the best in all of us, and we just love him so much. And we're excited to hopefully we'll record our next album with him as well, because we really like working with him. But you know, and that's kind of how we do it. We try to just write. Like next week, for example, we all live in different places, so everyone is going to meet up in Stockholm, and we're going to have a whole full like writing week, you know, just to try to focus on writing stuff for the new for the next album, basically.
No, I think it's great. It brings out all the influences of your each one of you brings to the table. So yeah, no, I think that's super. It had to be is it a challenge? I mean, to put out this album and you couldn't tour like everybody else. I'm grateful that people put the music out, that it kept everybody, you know, if you were on tour, you put out a track or two and then you go on tour. This way, everybody was home, you know, and people were gravitating to new music. But I think it was a great opportunity. I mean, the virus sucks worldwide. Trust me, New York, but it was a great opportunity for the exposure. Did you see it that way as well?
That's exactly how we saw it. Or, I mean, I guess our main reason for releasing it 2020 was also because people needed music to stay positive. Our music is very positive and uplifting, and you know, we have like a hopeful message with it, you know, in what we do. So we felt that it was super important, and we are also one of the few bands that did get to tour. We did all these like modified Corona tours. Like we even it was mostly in Germany, but we played on top of modified what's it called, fire truck. And so we played on the roof of a fire truck that we drove around Germany. We did that. We did these like drive-in shows where people are in their cars. So we really like try to think outside the box and just do everything possible to promote it live as well. But obviously it wasn't as many live shows as it would have been if not for, you know, if Corona wasn't around. But I think that we managed to still, you know, get it out to people a lot. And we did get to do some shows.
No, it's great. Somebody's thinking outside the box. You know, I'm a past fire chief, so I love that. You know, you can jump on any of our fire trucks and play. That's not an issue. No, that's good. And I did see you on tour. I know we had to cancel our original chat because you were on tour. What was it like to just get out there again? The first time you get out of the house, you're with the girls and go, I can't believe we're actually doing it. No, it's okay. It's just my
okay. I mean, you just feel grateful and happy that you get to do it. But I think that the big difference for us this summer was when we got to do Alcatraz, a festival in Belgium, where it was 7 or 8, let's say a few thousand people, no masks, no restrictions, just normal life. And playing in front of that audience was, you know, inexplainable. It was amazing for all of us. And we have this like recap video that you can see online. You can really see the excitement in our faces because we're just like overwhelmed by just having a normal audience, you know? So that was,
we take things for granted. I think my last show was like February 15th to see Roger Hodgkin of Supertramp. And he doesn't tour a lot. And I said, I got to see him and meet him. And we have Daryl Hall, you know, Hall and Oates. Daryl Hall's got a venue right here locally called Live at Daryl's House. And I've been going there, and it just felt so weird to be home and do my show from home. It was like crazy, but I've been finally getting out and going to a couple of live shows. And we definitely need to see you guys back and forth. I love your confidence. I read a liner here. It says, "We sweep you away with our sound energy, and our goal is nothing less than rock and roll world domination."
Yeah.
Man, move over, boys. Move over. I did see you guys played on the 2018. You joined Kiss on the Kiss Cruise. That
Yeah.
had to be cool.
That was amazing. It was such a blast. I mean, I wish we could do it again in the future if they keep doing it. Yeah, we're all big Kiss fans, and it was just 5 super fun days and shows. And it was also fun because the first time for us playing in the States, I mean, even though it was like Bahamas, I mean, relatively, we were on a cruise, but for an American audience. And having, like the rumor went around, like every day we got a bigger crowd. And that just like, it was just such a nice experience. It was awesome. And I mean, the Kiss Army fans or the Kiss Army people invited us back. So we played at like the pre-party the year after. So, I mean, I hope that they will keep us in mind because we love Kiss Army, and those events have just been incredible.
I mean, you had to meet a lot of other artists, amazing artists that were on that lineup. Anybody
Yeah.
particularly give you great advice like, hey, don't give up, or this is what you need to do, keep going?
No, not really. I guess I don't know if I should say this. This is maybe stupid.
Okay, well then don't. Then if you don't.
No, but at that time, I guess we just got the feedback because, as many bands, you go through these phases where you party and you do and you learn from your things, and then you eventually figure out that I can't really sing properly if we party this way and blah blah blah. So we got more or less feedback of that sort from from other management, but I mean, we still had a great time. And but yeah, I guess the guys in the Daisies are always very supportive to us because we've become friends with them, we've toured with them, and so Doug is always giving me good
Doug
advice.
and Dave and
Yeah,
now Glenn Hughes. Oh my goodness.
I know, and it's, I guess not specific advice. It was just really nice to be around all these like legendary musicians and having these jam sessions, because me and the drummer Emily, we would stay up and stay like, I would film all the jam sessions and she would like play the cajon or play the piano. She's a multi-instrumentalist. And then all of a sudden she's like playing the cajon in cat makeup, and like Eric Singer is singing Beth. You know what I mean? Like there was like these trippy moments where it's like, all right,
is this?
Yeah,
it's like a pinch me moment, right? Like
exactly. And we were just like, yeah, high on life. It was amazing. It was super fun.
Talk to me about that. You mentioned vocals. Talk to me about your great vocals. I hear like a lot of soul. I hear blues. I hear a lot of Janis Joplin. Did you go get lessons? Did you take vocal coach lessons? How do you do to prevent damage to your cord? That's your main.
Yeah. It's been a journey, really figuring out what I'm capable of and whatever. But I went to Musicians Institute, when I was 20. I moved to Los Angeles and I went to MI. And at MI, I had teachers that helped me with extreme vocals. So I really get really good help from my teacher. His name is Brian, called Hacksaw, Brian Williams, I think. But he helped me really like find my voice, and because I have a naturally raspy voice. So that means, and I've also checked it with a doctor, and I have like, I guess my default vocal cords are a little damaged. That's why I can sound the way I do. And also I have this thing where since I was a kid, I just hated falsetto. So I've always tried to have like bottom and still try to push it up as much as possible. So that's like something that I've like learned on my own kind of thing. But then with the tools that I got at MI, I've like evolved. And then also once I joined Thundermother, I had to like push myself even more. So it's a constant learning experience. And I guess year 2 in Thundermother, I did get like problems with my vocal cords because of we are we tour a lot. Like we play a lot of shows, which I'm super grateful for, but it also takes a toll on your body. And so that's when I started going to the doctor, and they were filming my vocal cords. And I also went to the speech therapist, and they gave me this glass straw that you blow in water. I don't know what it's called in English, but in Swedish it's called fonationsrör. So basically what you do is you blow like tones for 2 minutes. So you're just like, ooh, and then it makes bubbles, and that's like, yeah, it's like very healing for your vocal cords. So I would recommend that to any singer out there. And that's something I'm going to have to do for the rest of my life to be able to, you know, keep going. Yeah.
Well, keep doing that. I met Glenn Hughes, and I talked to Glenn about his voice, that today sounds so good. And I said, what's the key? And he said, sleep. 8 hours of sleep. I'm on the tour bus. He puts his mask on, puts his earphones on. I met Paul Rogers of Bad Company and Paul Velvet, and he said, you know, don't forget, lots of dehydration, lots of water. I met Mark Slaughter. Mark's got a great rock voice, and Mark was saying, you know, talking is worse on your vocal cords than singing. He said, I could do a couple interviews, but I can't then go to the recording studio and do a track. He goes, I try to talk minimal after a show, just to say hi, sign a few autographs. But he says, yeah, that's our main instrument we got to take care of. He says, getting partying and getting crazy and having like, it's great to have a great tour, but I see more and more bands like they do a show, they're off for 2 or 3 days. They do a show, off for 2 or 3 days.
I mean, we have a limit, and sorry,
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that that's something that I had to learn, and I've really like put my foot down with our booking agent. That, I mean, I don't do more than 4 shows in a row. I know that for some that sounds crazy, that oh, so little, but for some that's a lot, you know, whatever. But for me, 4 shows is like my maximum. I would preferably I would do 3, but you know, for financial reasons, blah blah blah, I'm okay with doing 4. Also, no drinking, and I drink a lot of water on tour now. Like a tour, you know, I'm constantly, I have a water bottle with me everywhere, and I save the drinking and the partying for when I have like, you know, free time and I can celebrate, you know, or the last day of a tour or whatever, but not like all the time. It's impossible.
No, this is your
It is
job.
our instrument. It dries everything up.
This is your job. I mean, so you've got to make sure, you know, it's like, yeah, we all want to have a great time, but this is your job. And I think what I was going to say was, as a fan, you know, I never understood it. I go to the show, yeah, this is great. Now that I've been on this side and I meet, you know, the guitar players that have been playing forever, they can't even bend their fingers. Or a drummer, you know, Leonard Skinner, the last song Michael they play is Freebird, and Michael's the drummer says, Pat, it's a 15-minute marathon. You know, you better be in shape. You can't do that every night. You better know what you're doing. So no, I applaud you for doing that. You have to do what you have to do. So if you know your limit is 4, I wouldn't push that, because the songs are the product. You know, nobody wants to go to a show and then hear you, my voice is, I mean, you can get a cold and stuff like that. It happens. I mean, Paul had a big thing of honey. I guess he uses a lot of honey and water to keep his cords lubricated, but all good. So I know I can tell everybody to go to thundermother.com, the killer website, to check the shows, check whatever merch you got, because I need to get a shirt of Thundermother and support. You definitely need to go and buy Heatwave, the deluxe edition, and you're on all the socials, right? Guernica?
Just Thundermother. You find us, it's easy. It's just Thundermother, like on Facebook, on Instagram. I guess that's the main 2 socials that we use. I don't know what else to tell you, but we just keep them updated all the time. And you can follow me too, Guernica Mancini. For all my project on the side, like the King Zebra thing, and
we love you, we support you. Go to her website, go to the band website. She's got that NYC. New York loves you, loves Thundermother. I hope you enjoyed the conversation as much as I have, and I can't wait to meet you live, to have this chat again before or after the show, because we can rock with you and your bandmates. Send them my best.
Yes.
Time to rock a little Thundermother right here in New York, as we always do. We're gonna drive. We're being driven in style by Thundermother. Go out and check it. Hit the subscribe button. Buy, and support this young lady and this band. They're coming for you. World domination, right there, Thundermother.
You know it.
You know it. Yeah.
Guys, we have a new album coming soon.
We do.
Tell us something about it.
Yes, of course. So on the 31st of July, 31st of July, we are releasing our new album named Heatwave, and we're super happy about this. We're very, very proud. Every freaking song on that album is fantastic, I think. We love it. We can't wait to share it with the world. So the 31st of July, Heatwave. You can pre-order it right now. I guess we can add some links for that later because I don't have it.
AFM Records.
Yeah, exact. Check out AFM Records and they'll have some sort of pre-order package deal. All right. So we just released, like about a month ago, we released a new single from this album. And this song is called Driving in Style. Things can move. We're the kind of Yes.